I was a nanny in New Jersey in the Princeton area for 12 years. I loved being a nanny. I was with one family for 9 years, and I love my 3 boys. They call me Nini, and we still talk to this day. Prior to that, they were going through nannies, at least a new one every year. Sometimes it would last about 6 months. And they had gone through a decent amount of nannies before I got there. Nannies that are intelligent and young, and have a go-getter attitude that you would want in your home, they're not going to stay with you for 9 years. Not going to stay as long as I stayed.
I've had a lot of chance to talk to families who have used both nannies and au pairs. They can leave more easily if they don't feel like sticking through something. They'll just go to a family with a better offer. But at the same time, if you don't feel like it's working out, it's an easier switch. Au pairs, they become more a part of the family. It's kind of like a family member with an international twist. And so there's a lot of pros and cons that you can weigh in this.
A lot of nannies will call out sick, or they have something going on with their family, or they're taking care of their own kids. A lot of times you'll find that nannies that have a home outside of yours, or a family outside of yours, lives outside of yours, your family is not the one that's being focused on, and a lot of families will have that issue with their nanny.
With that, nannies, there's not a lot of upfront matching fees. You get paid, that you pay them weekly. You're not necessarily going to buy them a car or pay for their car insurance. You're not going to buy them a telephone. So these are some of the things that you might need to do for an au pair. But on the other hand, with a nanny, you're going to be paying them a lot more per hour, and you can get anywhere from $10 and up, $10 to $15 an hour at least. If you want a really good one, you're probably paying more than that. So the nannies are probably your most expensive childcare option in the United States at this point, depending on your situation and where you live. People that are nurses and doctors, a lot of them need overnight care, and those overnight care for hours, you're paying a lot just to have the nanny watch them sleep too. So
as far as being flexible goes, there's definitely a lot of times when they had said to me, "Oh, could you stay this late night? Could you babysit, stay extra, sleep over, that kind of thing?" And I couldn't. I mean, I had my own family, I had my own life. So a few times I stayed late, but for the majority of the time they knew to not even ask me to stay late, because they knew that I wanted to get home to my family. And the weekends were really, I didn't want to give up my weekends either. If it was snowing, I wasn't traveling to their house. There definitely is a lot less flexibility with a nanny, for sure.
I think one thing about a nanny that people really like is that nannies actually leave when their shift is over, and they don't have to worry about, are they going to eat dinner with us, or are they going to be here when we want to watch TV at night, or there's not any real commitment to the nanny other than your shift and taking care of the kids, and then it's over. With an au pair, they're going to stay, and there's going to be a lot more family engagement. There'll be times where you have to try and figure out how to get along and how to work well with one another. Where with a nanny, you're not doing that same kind of dance in the home. Some people really like that because then they become another family member, and the bonds are closer, and the kids really get to love their au pair, and some people want their own space. And so that's a huge factor in choosing between a nanny and an au pair.
When you're comparing nanny childcare to au pair childcare, there's definitely some positives to having a nanny. They do go home at the end of the day, so you don't need to have an extra room in your home available to your nanny. Also, they are from this country, so they may be more familiar with our culture and customs. But there are definitely a lot of positives on the side of the au pair as well. There's a lot more flexibility. They do become closer with your family, and the cost is a lot more affordable. So for our next vlog, we're going to be talking about au pair childcare.